Let's go back to our presentation now and talk about the other three scenarios. They are, what happens on a fixed units task if you change the units, or a fixed work task and you change the work, or on a fixed duration task and you change the duration. On a fixed units task, the units value is locked, but at any time you can change the units value. Why? Because you're the project manager. So on a fixed units task, if you change the units, Microsoft Project will always recalculate the duration. This is something known as a programming bias of the Microsoft Project development team back in the early 1990s. They decided that their bias is toward duration. If you try to change the locked number, the software will always try to recalculate the duration first if it can. On a fixed work task, the work is locked. But if you come back later and change the work, what number will be recalculated? Well, I think you already guessed the answer. It'll be duration. Why? Because of the bias toward duration. Then the third example, on a fixed duration task, the duration is locked. But if you change the duration, well, now Microsoft Project can't recalculate duration because of that bias. So what will it calculate actually? It'll recalculate the work. The programming biases are this. In Microsoft Project, if you change the units value on a fixed units task, Microsoft Project will always recalculate the duration. Why? Because of the bias toward duration. And if you change the work variable on a fixed work task, Microsoft Project will always recalculate the duration variable. Why? Bias toward duration. And then lastly, if you change the duration variable on a fixed duration task, Microsoft Project will always recalculate the work. The biases are first bias toward duration, but if not possible, then the second bias is toward work.